Hey guys, welcome to WebDev Cloud. Today in this video we are going to look at conditions in PHP. So condition in PHP is mostly represented by the if or if else statement. Here we are in our sample.php file where we will write our code. So in this file, first we will declare one variable, let's say $x, and let's keep it valued as 5. So this $x variable is holding the value 5. It is an integer variable. And now let's check the condition. Let's write our first condition statement. Let's say $x. Now here we need to write operator by which we can check the condition. So operator can be either equals to or let's say less than, let's say greater than. These are all operators, and the value which we are going to compare are called operands. So on the both side of operator we will put operands in order to check the condition. So let's say we want to check, like, if x is equal to 5, then we would like to print echo, and then let's say it is inside if condition and semicolon. So what it will check is the value of $x, which is 5. So 5 is equal to 5, and this condition will be satisfied, and it will print it is inside if condition sentence. So let's just check this into the browser. Let me make it bigger. Okay, so it is printing it is inside if condition. Now let us check with some other operators as well. So let's say if x is greater than 5, then, which is not the case here because x value is exactly 5 and not the greater than 5, so it will not come into this if block and it will end up printing nothing. So let's just go into the browser and check. So the condition is not satisfied and hence it is not printing anything here. But if I check it like $x is greater than 4, then the x value is 5. So 5 is greater than 4, of course. So it is going to execute this echo statement and it will again print the sentence. Okay, so here we can check condition based on the operator and operands. So I can also check it like if x is greater than or equals to 4. Here it can be 4. Let's say x is equal to 4, then also this condition will become true because it is checking for x greater than or equals to 4. So it can either be 4 or it can be greater than 4. In both the case, this condition will be satisfied. So let's check. Now our x is holding value 4. So reload, and yes, it is still printing this sentence. It means it is satisfying our condition. Now if let's say x less than or equal to 4, in that case as well it will check for x should be either less than or equal to 4, and in our case x is exact 4, so this condition again will be satisfied. So let's check one more real-time scenario. Let me define one more variable. Let's say age is equals to 10. Now I would like to put the condition based on this variable age, and would like to put the criteria that if age is greater than or equals to 18, then I would like to print that you are eligible for voting. So since value of age is 10, it means this condition is not going to be satisfied and hence it will print nothing. So let's just check inside the browser. Okay, so it is printing nothing as expected. Let's just remove this x is equal to 4 variable for while. Now here I would like to have one more scenario, that if this condition is not satisfied, this if block, then also I would like to print something as a option. So what I will do is I will put else statement beneath that if statement. So here I will put if age is not greater than or equal to 18, then would like to print you are still a kid. So what it will do is it will first go and check this if condition. If this condition is not going to be satisfied, then it will come into the else block and it will execute this statement. But if the condition is satisfied inside this block, if block, then it is not going to come to else block. So let's just check this. Still age is 10. So what it will do, it will first come at this if statement, but this condition is not true since our condition is like age should be greater than or equal to 18, but age is 10. So it will come into the else block and it will print you are still a kid. So let's check the same into the browser. Okay, so here we are not eligible for voting anymore. We are still a kid. Okay, so now if I change the age from 10 to 20, then this condition will be satisfied and it will execute this echo statement. So let's just check again. Okay, now you are eligible for voting. Similarly, we can have more than one if else if statement based on our requirements. So let's just check them as well. So considering another scenario, we can write any number of if else statement inside any if else statement. So here, rather than printing the statement here, we can also write one more if statement, or let's say if else statement here. So here I would like to check if age is still greater than 10, then I would like to print echo you are growing, and if age is not greater than 10, then I will write it like you are an infant. Let's consider like this for now. Let's not forget to put the semicolon after the statement. So what this whole if else statement will do is, first it will come to this statement, it will check for the age. So if age is greater than 18, so in our case age is 20, so it will execute this statement. But if I decrease the age to, let's say, 13 year, then what it will do, it will not satisfy this condition and it will come to else, and in else condition it will find another if else block. So it will start from the inner if and compare the age over here. So if age is greater than 10, which is 13, so yes, this will be satisfied and it will print you are growing. So let's check. In this case, you are growing should be printed. So to the browser, yes, so it is printing you are growing. Let's again reduce the age less than 10, let's say 6. So if we start from here, age greater than or equal to 18, it will not come to here, it will come to else again, and in else it will start looking for the condition matching here. So it will come to if age is greater than or equal to 10, which is not true because the age is 6. So this if inner if will also be skipped and it will come to the else part, and the else will say you are an infant. again, yes, you are an infant is being printed. Similar way, we can have n number of condition if inside if else, inside if else, and we can have n number of possibilities here. So to take this further, let us put one more condition inside this else. So let's say if age, here we have already compared 10, so let's say if age is greater than or equal to 5, then it should print you are an infant, else you are not yet born. So let's keep it like this for now. So starting from this, what it will do, it will come to this statement, age is greater than or equal to 18, which is not true because the age is 6, so it will not print this you are eligible for voting sentence. It will come to this else, and then from this else it will start looking for the condition matching in if. So it will look for if age is greater than or equal to 10, then it will print you are growing but the age is 6. So again, this if is not satisfied, so it will come to this else, and again in that else it will start comparing the age is greater than or equal to 5, which is 6. So yes, this will be executed and you are an infant will be printed on the browser, which is already printing as of now. So now if we put age below 5, then what it will do, it will not satisfy this condition as well. The innermost if will also not be satisfied, and eventually it will come to else and end up printing you are not yet born. Let's say age is 0. Then any of this condition will not be satisfied and it will print you are not yet born. So let's switch to the browser and check. Yes, so now you are not yet born is being printed. So writing if else inside the else seems little complicated. So another alternate is using if else if ladder. So what we can do is we'll remove this and combine it like this, so it will become easier to read and easier to change as well. So it will look like this, if else if, so it will come like this, else if, and this will be removed. This will do the same thing as the previous scenario. So what it will do is it will start comparing age from the topmost block. So age is 0, so this will not be satisfied, so it will come to the next block, else if this is not satisfied, then only it will come to this next block, else if. So it will check if age is greater than or equal to 10. Again it will not be satisfied because the age is 0, so it will move to the next block. It will compare the age with the 5. If age is greater than or equal to 5, then it should print you are an infant but age is 0. So at last this else will be executed, so it will again print you are not yet born. Okay, we are reloading and still the message is the same. So this is for the better readability, we should use if else if ladder statement in order to reduce the complexity. Okay, so far we have checked condition based on the single variable. Now in another scenario, if we would like to check the condition based on more than one variable, then we can have conditional operators. So let me just remove this quickly. So let's take two variables. So let's say maths equals to 90 and science is equal to 95. Let's keep both as a 95. Now I would like to distinguish the student based on their marks, which ideally I shouldn't. Now here in condition, I would like to distinguish student into the separate categories based on their marks. So let's say if maths is greater than or equal to 90. Now here it comes the conditional operator into the picture. The operator is and here is another variable, science greater than or equal to 90. So what it will do is it will check for both the condition because it is merged with AND operator. So it will check for this as well as this. If both this condition becomes true, then only it will come inside this if block. So let's write here, this is category A, or let's say A plus. So if maths and science both marks is above 90, then the student is of category A plus. So let's write another case. You can simply copy this and paste it here. Here I would like to check if mark is greater than 80 and science is also greater than 80, then it's simple A. Another else if greater than 70 and this is also greater than 70, then category B. And in last, let's say this is category C. So if any of this condition is not satisfied, then by default it will come in this else block, which will say this is category C. So let's debug this program from the beginning. So as of now, maths and science have score 95. So if we look at this if block, what it will do is it will check the mark of maths, which is greater than 90, and mark of science greater than 90. So both case, in both the condition, this if will be satisfied and it will print this is category A plus. So let's check this into the browser. Okay, so here we are. Now let's reduce the price of science to, let's say, 85. So now if we start debugging this program, then we can see that maths is greater than 90, which is true, but the science greater than 90 is not true because science is 85. And since this condition is merged with AND statement, this whole block will not be satisfied and it will go into the next block, and in next block it will start looking for the condition matching, and again maths greater than or equal to 80, which is true, and science also greater than or equal to 80, which is 85. So this next else if block is satisfied, and now this is category A will be printed on the browser. So here we are. Again, if we reduce mark of maths to 75, then what it will do, this will not be satisfied. This will be satisfied, but maths is not true because it is 75 and 75 is not greater than or equal to 80. So this block will also be not satisfied, and again it will move to the next block which says maths greater than 70, which is 75. So condition is true. Science greater than or equal to 70, which is 85, which is also true. So again it will come to this condition and it will fall into the category B. So yes, again it will come to the category B. And for the last statement, let's say mark is 65. So any of this condition will not be satisfied because this is 65 and last condition is checking for the 70 mark criteria. So none of this will be satisfied, and by default it will come into the else block and it will print this is category C. Okay, so here we are. So this is how we can check the condition with AND conditional operator. Similar way we can have OR condition operator. Let's check the relevant scenario for the OR condition operator. Let's say I want to travel into the bus, so ideally I should have either a pass or a ticket. So let's say mode is equal to ticket. This time we are taking string as a variable. So what I would like to compare here is if mode equals to ticket, or now the or is represented by two pipe symbol, and or mode of travel, mode of transport is pass, then I should be eligible to travel. Let's say I am eligible to travel, and in else I would like to write I am not eligible. So here what it will do, it will check for the mode variable. So either mode has to be ticket or mode has to be pass. One of this condition should be satisfied in order to be inside this if statement. So as of now our mode is ticket, so yes, mode is equal to ticket. Mode is not equal to pass, but this is true. So if one of these two becomes true, then it will come into the block and it should print I am eligible to travel. Let's check this out. Yes, so I am eligible to travel. Let's check with another value as well. Instead of ticket, if I have pass, then mode is equal to ticket is not true, but the mode is equal to pass is true. So one of these two becomes true, and hence this condition will be satisfied. So again it will print I am eligible to travel. And if none of this becomes true, then this block will not be satisfied and hence it will go into the else statement. So if mode is equal to nothing, or let's say mode is equal to XYZ, then it will check it like mode is equal to ticket, which is not true, or mode is equal to pass, which is again not true. So it will skip this if block and it will move to the else block and it will print I am not eligible. So here we go. So here we can check condition with the OR operator like this way. We can also compare one variable with another variable. Till now we compared a variable with simple value directly written like this. So let's do another scenario where we will compare variable with another variable. Let's say our first variable is x, whose value is 5, and another variable is y, whose value is, let's say, 6. So now I can do it like if $x less than $y, then I will print like x is less than y, and in else I will write it like y is less than x. So it will compare x and y. So x is 5, y is 6, so x is less than y, so it will print x is less than y. Let's quickly check in the browser. So x is less than y, and if I change the value of x to 7, then x less than y won't be true, and hence it will print y is less than x. So here is the case. We can also compare two types of variable. Let's say $z is equal to 7 but string. So let's just remove y for time being. Let's compare x with z. Now x is 7 but it is integer, and z is also 7 but it is string. So if I want to compare without their type being checked, then I will simply put 2 equals to, and I will write it like x is equals to z. Let me put z here. So if I put simple double equals to in between these two operands, then it will not care about the type of the variable. So both this value is 7, and hence x is equals to z in this case. Here we are not caring about the type of the variable, so x is equals to z, yes. And in else, let's write contradictory statement, which is x is not equals to z. So in this case x is equals to z because we have written double equal to, which will not care about the type of the variable. So oops, there is an error at line 9, semicolon is missed. So let's check again. So now x is equals to z, but if I would like to compare the type as well along with the value, then I will put it like triple equals to. So it will not just compare the value, but it will also compare the type, and if type is not matched, then the variable is not the same. So in this case 7 is equal to 7, but 7 integer is not equals to 7 string. So what it will print is x is not equals to z. So here we are. So this is operator which we need to take care whenever we want to care about the type. So this is how we can compare two variables. So far we have compared integer, string and etc. Now let's check one more scenario of Boolean variable. So let's say $x is equal to, now Boolean can only hold either a true or false value. So let's say my x is true, and let me put condition is like if $x equals to true, then let's say echo x is true, else since x can only have two values, it can be either true or false. So in else case I can write it like x is false. So since x is equals to true, it will go into this case and print x is true. So let's check into the browser. So x is true. Now here is one interesting thing. To compare x with true, we don't need to explicitly specify this, rather than we can simply write it like this: if $x and $x is equal to true, so this whole condition will automatically satisfied by becoming true. So if $x and $x is true, so this condition will automatically be satisfied. So again it will print x is true. So in case of Boolean, we don't need to explicitly specify. Now similarly, if I make $x is equal to false, then $x will not become true, and hence this case will be skipped and it will jump to the else case and will print x is false. So let's check that as well. Reload, and x is false. So this is how we can compare Boolean inside the condition. So we have checked so far everything basic into the condition. Hope you like this. We'll move forward with our journey with PHP in next video. Till then, have a nice time.